Good afternoon and welcome to the Harsh Reality broadcast on the 21st of November 2012. It is exactly a year since I did my first broadcast on the Harsh Realist UK channel. The broadcast on the 21st of November 2011 was a scene in the office with Steve and I discussing credit default swaps. Since my first broadcast, financial matters continue to worsen at an alarming rate. Unfortunately, the politicians and the banking elite are trying to hide the truth. Let's put a few things into perspective. The US GDP is $15.5 trillion. The current US debt excluding unfunded liabilities is just over $16 trillion. Therefore, the US debt is more than the gross domestic product. Trust me, that is a very scary position to be in. Yet the politicians claim that we are in recovery. The truth is, there is not a cat in hell's chance of a real recovery. I will say it again for the record. There is not a cat in hell's chance of a real recovery, none at all. My aim is to educate people about the state of the Western economies, and I thank people for posting kind comments. Many that watch this channel understand the true problems that lie ahead and are preparing for the paradigm shift. There have been new subscribers to my channel that have thanked me for providing a realistic perspective. I have even had people posting on my channel stating that I should get much more views. To be honest, it is not my intention to hard sell my viewpoint. I simply want to give people a realistic perspective on the state of the Western economies. I am pleased that I have had a slow and steady increase in subscribers, and I feel that my channel is now getting a profile on YouTube. Over the year I have introduced characters that I am sure many of you can identify with. Steve is the eternal optimist. He is rather naive and believes everything the politicians say. He suffers from normalcy bias and will not be prepared when the collapse happens. Tracy is simply a good time girl. She only thinks of today and does not plan for tomorrow. Tracy spends well beyond her means and simply does not worry about the consequences. Again, she will not be prepared for the harsh reality ahead. Andreas is your typical family man. He has an understanding of the economic difficulties ahead and does his best to support his family in grace. Sue has a very good balance of logic and emotion. She understands the difficulties that lie ahead. George is the most logical person on this channel. His intellect is highly impressive and he is razor sharp. He has a dry sense of humor and is not afraid to tell it as it is. Now then, what can I say about VI? Let's say he has no understanding of reality. He is a showman and loves fame. Although he is a lovable character, he is also rather shallow and not particularly bright. Gabby is a character I introduce now and then. Initially she was following the crowd. However, recently she is beginning to wake up and see the reality that lies ahead. Jennifer is an expert on macroeconomics who is modest but at the same time is extremely knowledgeable in her field. TC is a chat show host who understands the problems within the Western economies, but is too comfortable in his lifestyle to care about what happens to the average person. There is Luke. He is a typical average young person who can see the corruption amongst the politicians and the banking elite. He is trying to educate people through the Occupy Wall Street movement. Bill and Hector are political strategists and will tell the public what they want to hear. Lastly, there is Charles. He is a chief executive officer of a leading bank who fully understands the banking system and admits that the system is corrupt. So, there you go. Those are the characters on my channel, and hopefully they reflect some of the type of people you meet. I truly wish I could be more optimistic about the financial future, but the figures do not stack up for a real recovery. Now that the US elections are over, reality is going to hit us hard. My advice to you all is to think for yourself, do your research on how the Western financial system works, face the harsh reality, and then at least you will be mentally prepared. Unfortunately, the mainstream media is hiding the true dire problem we face, and this will only make matters worse for the average person. In the UK, the population has been entertained by, "I am a celebrity, get me out of here." Whilst they are watching that, they are missing the warning signs within the global economy. My next transmission will be in early December when I shall give my economic forecast for 2013. Goodbye for now.